So here we have it, folks. Today I'm showing you a Age of Empires 2 game I've just simulated with a new AI in blue against the old AI, which is in red. So this is the CD version in red and the definitive edition AI in blue. And we'll just see how they each behave, how each AI work, which one will turn out better, will one dominate over the other, not sure, but let's get the scoreboard up on the right, or whatever you call it. And yeah, Black Forest, sort of the usual game. So first frame here, well actually I literally just go playback from the beginning, just to show you, look, they're already working right from the beginning. Can I show you the same for the other AI? Not really. But yeah, they from like straight away, they're already working. If it was a human player, it would probably take a second to make everything up and running. They're queuing up villagers here, and let's see. Whoops, the scoreboard's gone there, and they're already exploring. They're on sheep. It's a bit spread out, the sheep coverage. Just go one sheep at a time. But yeah, this AI is on hardest. I chose hardest over extreme because back in the old Age of Empires 2 there wasn't a extreme difficulty from what I remember. But red here, he's gone for a very similar thing, one on sheep, well, one sheep per villager, which is something that you should not do, simply because the meat rots away and you don't want that to happen. And that's a lot of wastage there. What I noticed interestingly from the start, they only build one house, which is fine to do so, but usually the way to do it is build two houses, two villagers on one house and the other villager on another, but this AI works much faster than us, and maybe they could get food a little bit quicker by doing this. But at the moment, red's in the lead. To just quickly explain the nature of each AI, the old AI is obviously not as smart. The newer AI behaves a little bit more like a human, because of how advanced AI has come since 1999. And the red AI can cheat. A lot of old AI, even new AI in all sorts of strategy games, cheat a lot, simply because it's difficult to code a actual fair and challenging AI when it doesn't cheat. But this new AI does not cheat. It's very fair for the player, and it actually feels like you're playing against a proper human. But at the moment, let's have a look. Can we see villager counts and all that? Not sure. Never actually casted the game properly before, so this is a first. They're on straggler trees at the moment, which, if you know what you're doing with them, it's fine. I mean, it's not really doing any harm at the moment. And they're sort of doing the same, but they have a lumber mill for blue. At the moment, blue is in the lead. And let's just get all visible at the moment. So their food production is all on the berries at the moment. They've got sheep here, which they haven't used. They've got the boar here, which they haven't used. They've got the other boar here, which they haven't used. So yeah, I definitely wouldn't recommend putting 9 on berries, because they're just colliding and all sorts. Like, I wonder at what point they're going to get these boars, or if they are going to get these boars at all. Like, I don't know. But let's just have a look what they're doing now. Look, they're getting the boar, they're getting sheep. They've just finished their boar. They really know what they're doing. The new AI and the old AI, they just don't really know what they're trying to do. What have they scouted at the moment? Let's have a look. So they haven't even scouted their sheep. Where was that other boar? The other boar's over there, so they scouted that. And yeah, I mean, so what are they playing as? Aztecs versus. I'm just making sure I'm getting this correct. Berbers. Okay. Right, I knew the other one was Aztecs, but I wasn't sure on the other one. But blue has nicely like scouted their area. While let's have a look at reds. He really hasn't he hasn't scouted like down here. Well, he's scouted enough, but definitely not as much as blue at the moment. What the AI is really good at the moment is actually not getting population capped. They're very good at managing their houses and all that, so that's definitely one better than a human player. But at the moment, the blue team is in the lead. It's most likely expected. I believe they say that 1v7, the one being the new AI, the 7 being the old AI. The new AI should win in that scenario. Which I could believe that, and you probably see later in the game how that takes effect. But yeah, I remember the old AI being so weird back in the day, and blue has gone on to feudal age, which is good. Well, I believe they have anyway. Oh no, they're just ticking up to feudal age. But yeah, the old AI. They used to act really weirdly, they would put a wall across this area between the proper land and the dark area, which that obviously just doesn't do anything, and they just play it really weirdly. So yeah, thank God we've come pretty far with AI. But they're going for deer here, which is good. Is red clicking up to feudal age yet? No, they're still in dark age, which it's not unusual for someone to click up to feudal age at this point in time, which they are doing. They're going for deer here. A lot of people on deer, but that's fine. That's good numbers, to be fair. 4 in each isn't too bad. But yeah, no one's on gold, which at this point you probably want to start thinking about, because you do want to click up to castle age as soon as possible and going into feudal age. And blue is doing just that at the moment. Let's see their resources quickly for blue. And yeah, they're getting gold. They're just 2 on gold, which is what I'll do. And they're building some archery ranges, which is also quite good. They're probably planning on making some sort of military. And red's taking their time to click up to feudal age here. Quite late. It's 12 minutes into the game now. But here we do see blue building some more villages, which is what you should do. And building the blacksmith, and as well building some archers here. Which is good. That's a good sort of starting unit. It's quite an easy unit to use to start damaging the opponent's economy. But what I find also quite interesting here is that as of yet no one's walled up here, and throughout the game they don't actually wall up at all. And as probably know as a human player, if you get the wall up on this choke point here, you pretty much have dominance over whether you want to attack or defend, and you sort of change the pacing of the game by how you want to do it. If you wall up here, in some cases, there's definitely ways around it, just cutting through trees and stuff, using onages, but yeah, it's just a big advantage having walled up here. But perhaps they don't, because they don't want to go for a sort of boom method, which you do see a wall up when you do that. So yeah, maybe they just want to play, not booming and just slowly take out each other's economies, which is what blue's trying to do here. They're trying to target these villages. What I'll probably say for Blue to do, if he was a human, is actually target back here. The town centre here, you know, he's damaging his archers pretty much, which obviously you don't want that. But it's doing some damage at least, but it's just not enough. And as you see here, it just took out 4 archers in, well, 2 shots of the town centre. Like, yeah, that's sort of a rookie error, which I wouldn't expect to see that on the hardest difficulty, but maybe it'd be different on extreme, not sure. But the point difference here is it's only by 100, which feels sort of like a normal game where it's 200 now. But he's clicking up to Wheelbarrow, and Red, I just noticed that he's clicking up to Castle Age, which is in good time, to be fair. I think he was just developing his economy from the Dark Age, which is why he clicks up a little bit later. And now he's able to quick up to Castle Age quicker than Blue is. But to be fair, Castle Age at this point, it's sort of an average-ish time. It's sort of, if you clicked on it now, it'd probably be considered quite late into Castle Age. But yeah, you can see the stats here. Blue's economy is better. Tech doesn't really matter too much when the numbers are so very similar. But Red's dominating in military, apparently. But yeah, I wish you could see what sort of village account they're on. But let's just check out their populations. Wow, that's a massive difference. 32 population to the 47. And that's probably going to be a big difference in the game. You know, if these were human players again, like you'd obviously see the fact that like one player's dominating over the other at this point in time. And yeah, they're just trying to attack the town centre, get some villages killed. And let's see what Red's producing here. At this point of the game, he should be booming. He should have started booming quite a while ago now. But unfortunately, he hasn't built any town centres. Just the one at the moment, which obviously the reason why you go into Castle Age is to build these town centres, and the old AI is not fulfilling that sort of duty when going into Castle Age, which, yeah, it's going to affect him in the long run, affecting his eco drastically. As you can see here, his eco is quite a lot worse. And as well, Blue's building plenty of archery ranges and getting the blacksmith upgrades. Well, let's have a look at Red. He's got 1 barracks. Does have a blacksmith. What sort of upgrades does he have? Let's have a look. I can't tell. Unfortunately. Why can't I tell? I'm not sure. But yeah, I probably would assume that he doesn't have any, but you can see on the right here, if I've probably just missed him clicking on one of them. But yeah, he's still got 1 boar here. But he is in the lead. Oh no, it is close. It's sort of ticking back and forth. But yeah, I mean, like, okay, he's building a town centre, 1 villager on 1 town centre. Would recommend having far more, and as well putting it in a much better position. Like, just put it next to the wood line at least, like, because you want that wood and as well farms. I think this is just known as a farm town centre, which is like the only use for it is just for farms. And obviously developing villages, but you know, build it here next to gold and wood, and or like here or something. Like, just delete this mine and build one here as well. But no, he's opted out for just the 1 villager to build that 1 town centre, which is going to take a long time. But here we have Blue building a town centre here. Obviously 4 villagers next to the wood line. and Red's building a very forward-facing barracks next to it, which is a bit weird. And as well, he's building another town centre next to the gold, which is what I recommended for what Red do here. Just delete this mining camp, or just put it next to the mining camp, and you know, your economy would be far more efficient. And he's not at the moment. What is he developing? He's like developing one villager out of one of the town centres. You know, you've got 300 food. Like, invest it all into more villages. What is your pop count at the moment? It's 54, and Blues is 58, which has narrowed the gap slightly. But look how many like villages Blue has queued up now. He's queued up 6 more in all 3 of his town centres at the moment. So yeah, it's obvious to see who is more dominant at the moment. And I think Blue understands the idea of booming, which has been put in the new AI, and understands that you need a lot of villages, a lot of populations to get your economy going, to build your armies and all that sort of thing. It's obvious to see why you need your economy going, and I don't need to explain it, but yeah. Red is building a siege workshop, which is good. Now, he's built a lot of longer swordsmen here, which is something that the old AI is awful at, and that's because, well, like, why would you build a long swordsman when he's just like going out with all archers, all crossbowmen? Like, that's like the main weakness, you know. The archers obviously counter the long swordsman, but the new AI is good at noticing this and is able to sort of counter whatever he makes, which you'll be able to see like another example of, you know, the countering that the new AI does well at, and that the old AI does poor at, because they just sort of decide like, okay, I'm going to make a man-at-arms for the whole game, which is something you obviously don't want to do. You want to just adapt your armies to what your opponents are making. And the points now, it's 400 ahead. The points is just, you know, it's not always accurate to whoever's winning, but it's just a good idea of, you know, who is winning. And yeah, the stats are weighing more in Blue's way. So yeah, and he's making good use of the boars here, as they do give lots of food, 340 food, which is amazing. And look at the amount of people working on that one boar, 11 people. That's probably the maximum amount of people you can work on one boar. And as well, he's just picked up a relic here. Now let's see what Red's doing. His man-at-arms are sort of just patrolling here. He's building a castle next to gold, which is quite good. I can't complain about that. His lumber camp isn't in an ideal position, as it's quite away from the wood line now. And his town centre here isn't working at all, just getting some straggler trees, which is something you don't want to do for obvious reasons. And does he have another town centre? Let's try and have a look. Nope. So, obviously, you know, Red's on the back foot here. It's 800 points ahead now. And he's destroying the barracks, so yeah, and yeah, you just see from the production on the top right that Blue's just being far more effective with that as well. Blue's still developing infantry units, which obviously all of these crossbowmen and skirmishers are already countering that, so there's no point. You're just wasting gold and food at this point. What you really need to do is make siege or knights or whatever just counters all these units here. You could even just make crossbowmen just to, you know, because there's nothing wrong just like developing what the other player's developing. Or you can make a load of skirmishers. Load of skirmishers would be good, because look how many crossbowmen they have. Like, and skirmishers are only a food and wood unit, so you're going to be like killing a lot of gold for, you know, just wood and food. So yeah, you'd be far better off doing that. Red's just sending a villager up to suicide. I'm not sure why he's doing that, but all these men of arms, sorry, not men at arms, longswordsmen are starting to come up here now. And now Red's making some onages. So yeah, I mean, that's a counter, which is good to all these. So yeah, go ahead and do that. Just be effective with them. You probably want the upgrades as what they Mangonel. Yeah, so you ideally want some more siege workshops and develop your tech with that. But yeah, making use of the boars. Now Blue knows that there's an army there, so now he's gonna pretty much just kill all those gold units there. And yeah, what a waste of gold this is. And now Blue's garrisoning his troops into the town centre just to be a little bit more effective. And now his Mangonels are friendly firing onto his longswordsman, but he did kill the monk, so that's fine. And there's just that one dude left, which can be very easily taken out. But yeah, let's see. He's just sending up troops one by one, and friendly firing, which, yeah, that's not great. There's a lot to complain about this old AI here, but yeah, you know, if you're struggling against the new AI, play the old one. That's what I would say to anyone who's struggling against the AI. Struggling to speak at the moment. I haven't recorded videos in ages. Like, lockdown sort of like coming to the near end now, and a little bit more busier, going out a little bit more, which is nice. But yeah, the Blue, I said earlier that they do, you know, he's good against good at countering, and he's made some light cavalry here just to take out these Mangonels, which is a great thing to do. And now he's just going to pick off all of these, but he's made skirmishers. Look at that, he's made the Reds made skirmishers, which is quite good. You need far more than that, but it's definitely a start to countering. And now look at the point difference. Like, you know, Blue's gone into Imperial, he's got Rams, look at his production line at the top right, and the point difference is now crazy different. Like, it's pretty much to the point where Blue's pretty much won. If I was Red, I'd probably start thinking about what I should do differently, or probably just resign, because he's gonna just invade me any moment now. No, I give up easily, but yeah, like, he's near enough doubled in points now, it's like ridiculous. Yeah, well, let's have a look at Red's population. It's only 73, which absolutely is just awful. Like, you know, you're really not going to do anything against a max pop empire at the moment, or civilization, or whatever you want to call it. And yeah, though, he's got 3 Rams. You know, he's developing light cavalry, getting bloodlines, getting trebuchets. And yeah, he's just ready to finish off Red. He's building a lot of forward-facing buildings, like stables, which is quite good. Just getting those extra units in and occupying that land a little bit more. Red's done well to build a few castles at least. It's quite good defensively, but they're really not going to do anything. They're not in any offensive positions that you could take out these troops with. It's more of sort of a backwards facing defensive sort of thing, which, yeah, not the best placing, but it sometimes, like, it will do sometimes. Like, there's a lot to criticise about Red at the moment. It does look like a very newbie sort of player. Obviously, it's the AI, not a player, but you know, now Blue's just taken out everything. And at this point, it's pretty much be game over. Red should resign now. You know, he's got trebuchets. I believe he actually aims at the castle here, which I wouldn't recommend. I would much rather go for the town centre here, just to take a hit on his economy, and as well, a lot of arrow fire is coming down from that town centre there. But yeah, look, he's got another trebuchet here targeting this castle. Like it's GG now. Like, oh yeah. Yeah, we'll just see off the end of this game. But you know, if anyone's struggling against this new AI, play the old AI. Just a bit more practice. I've been playing against the AI quite a bit recently. Actually, a lot of my time is actually playing the AI nowadays, just to get better at playing the game, just to train myself, as I'm not perfect at the moment. I could be better. I'm a bit of a you know, low rank sort of guy, and yeah, I want to change that. So I've been playing against hard AI, and my success rate against them isn't too bad. But yeah, looking forward to play some more multiplayer soon. Which is actually why I haven't been making too many videos, because every time I've been sitting down at my computer, I know that I need to get better at Age of Empires before continuing making videos. But I've got some ideas in the pipeline that will also educate you guys and also educate me on how to play, which is good. Red tried to make another TC down there. This TC got destroyed. He's trying to build another TC right next to the old TC, which is obviously not going to work. And Red, well, unfortunately for the old AI, the point where it gives up is pretty much, you know, last villager dead and last town centre dead. So this is going to go on for a while. But this game has actually lasted a little bit longer than what I was expecting. I wouldn't recommend this ram to target this. What can he see? Okay, he can't really see the new town centre, but you know, he's just going to get through to destroying all the buildings in this area. At this point, if you haven't given up, you're probably just, you know, really salty and just want to prolong the game and waste more time. But you know, the old AI doesn't know when to resign yet. But what sort of population is he on? 2. Fantastic. So yeah, getting through it. They're building a forward-facing castle, which is good, just to make sure he doesn't have some weird comeback from 2 villagers to, yeah, whatever. But yeah, just getting through it. So yeah, there's not really much to say at the moment. I mean, I'm just trying to get in some filler. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this sort of casting, sort of commentary style video. To be honest, recently I haven't been making a lot of sort of meaningful videos, and when I say that, more or less, like, I want all my videos to sort of have a purpose to it. At the moment, it's sort of just gameplay. Like this video, for example, sort of borders between sort of meaningless sort of stuff to purposeful. I think the sort of purpose of this video is just to show off the difference between the old AI and the new AI, and you know, saying, yeah, I don't know, stop rationalizing it. But yeah, do want to make more sort of highly edited, more meaningful videos. So yeah, stick around for that if you want to see. I've got quite a good video in the pipeline, which it may take a while to finish, but I'll take my time. Again, this channel is just for fun, and that's GG. There we go. Yeah, cool. And now the game's stuck. Wow, the game has crashed. Excellent, so I'll finish it there.